All coming from the exceptional play in his own half from David Beckham. This is Gallagher, who talked about his scoring record, and there's a chance there to improve it, and Schmeichel makes a similar save to Tim Flowers at the other end.
Well, it's appealing for offside, but there's no chance. This is a good decision. The ball's just played through. You can see Dennis Irwin, hand goes up very late.
Lars Bohinen takes the corner. Kantner able to glance it away.
Well, they've started brightly, Blackburn, Martin. Confident looking, look about them. Certainly nothing negative about the way they've started in the opening 5 minutes.
Here's Johnsen, another Norwegian. Actually, I saw Blackburn play at Aston Villa on Wednesday, and they could be quite pleased with their showing, except, of course, in the goal-scoring department. And that, at the moment, is the if in the side. Gallagher. Henningberg. Still never preventing a cross. Just brushed the eyebrows of Pallister, retrieved by Hendry. Plenty of time to measure the cross. Deep towards Coleman. And difficulties for David May and Manchester United.
Well, it's always going to be favourite Chris Coleman. The deep cross, Brian McClare with him. He really fancied his chances of winning this. Look, all he can do is knock it into the danger area, down at the edge of the 6-yard box.
Hit by Bohinen. McClare, Giggs, who'd stayed upfield again, trying to flick it on to Beckham, and he made minimal contact. McKenna, who Giggs timed his run well, being played onside by Chris Coleman, but the ball didn't get that far forward. Gallagher. No flag. This is Donis. And Gary Pallister having to stretch to reach it.
I tell you, Mark, this is a really positive start from Blackburn. I've been very impressed the way they've passed the ball about. Again, it's a good decision from a linesman. Again, it's Dennis Irwin, furthest away, who plays everyone on. Important header. But there's been a good, patient build-up about this Blackburn attack every time they've had the ball.
Oh. Still done producing the yellow card for Tim Sherwood. He wasn't there quick enough.
Those tackles are never as bad as they look. I mean, they look horrendous, but I think such is the pace in a game like this. You only need to be a fraction late in your tackle and your timing, and it looks terrible. And he commits himself to the tackle, and I'm convinced he's going for the ball. And if you're a second or two late, or even...
Well, when he spun it out like that, it's encouraging everyone to stay with us. It's been a very bright start to the game, particularly from Blackburn Rovers, who might have expected to come here to at least try and put on a holding operation early on, try and avoid any early disasters, knowing that getting a goal is going to prove a little more difficult in the post-Shearer era. Beckham rather played into trouble, but he's got himself out of a tight corner, it seemed as though he had, until Ripley pinched the ball from him and threaded it through for Gallagher. He hasn't got much support. Well, he didn't need too much support.
Good save. Corner. Good save. It's great to see someone just drive at the heart of a defence. Just shifted it onto his left foot. I'll tell you, that's a decent save from the big Dane. He had to be at full stretch.
Another Blackburn corner. And Colin Hendry, the goalkeeper's there again. It was a very solid header indeed. And equally solid the save. Back from Sherwood. Here's Bohinen. And a battle of wits with Beckett. Donis. Gallagher to the right. Ripley in the centre. Warhurst is there as well, and it went just over Paul Warhurst, where Jordi Cruyff recognising this increasing Blackburn Rovers pressure.
Well, this is a great chance. It's a great leap from Henry. He does everything right. It's a tight angle. He hits the target with great power. But once again, Schmeichel's there.
There's a touch by Ripley. This is Hendrick. Blocked by May. Blackburn Rovers calling the tune at the moment. Blackburn Rovers trying to follow that example. Oh, Coleman! Anything stronger, and he must have got it past Schmeichel.
And anything stronger, I don't even know if he got much on it at all, Mark. And that's the best chance of the match. It was a well-worked free kick. I mean, Manchester United are all at sea. Look at the space Warhurst's got. And then Coleman gets in there, completely misses his shot. Probably hits him a bit in the shin somewhere. But that's a really good chance. I bet there's one or two Blackburn supporters sitting there thinking, well, if only our old number 9 had been there and that chance had dropped to him.
Gallagher darting across well. Gallagher. It's Donis and it's offside.
Again, it wasn't the movement great to admire from everybody. First Gallagher's run across the front to receive the ball, and then the little tuck-in field, and Donis's run the outside. There it goes. It's a tight decision. Probably gets that one just about right. It's very, very tight. Could have gone either way. Might well have been level.
Well, 4 days after Alex Ferguson's midweek histrionics, this is not developing into the ideal fixture to calm him down. Changed the angle, and Schmeichel was not sure and left it for Cantona in the end. That's Bohinen. Just tuck it back for Beckham. Cantona. Took Ripley to help Bohinen out in the challenge with Beckham. Donis. Got to the semi-final of the Champions League with Panathinaikos last season with George Donis. This is Kevin Gallagher. Came off the head of Pallister. It's a corner.
Once again, it's Blackburn calling the tune. They have dominated possession of the ball. That's been the key factor in the opening 20 minutes.
Short corner this time. He was always just going to get there just in front of Hendry. But Manchester United, despite the goalkeeper's distribution, can't get out at the moment.
They just lack a little cohesion at the moment, the champions. That's the surprising factor. How much of the ball that Blackburn have had, and how well they've kept it. I think that's one of the things that surprised me this afternoon. The opening half of this first half. They haven't been rushed and just pumping it forward. They've been patient, they've knocked short passes, they've mixed up really well. And the movement all across the front's been excellent.
That's going to be another booking for Warhurst.
Yeah, again, just quick feet. He's just ahead of Warhurst, who's committed to the tackle. So once again, it looks worse than it really is.
Trying to influence the referee's decision and say it was handball by Kenner. But now, there's promise for Blackburn here. They're 3 against 2. Gallagher and McClare.
They backed off and then they closed them down at once. It's a good decision. The ball had to be delivered a little bit earlier.
Dispossessed by Donis, and he'll take some catching. Gallagher getting to the near post. Oh, and it's the... couple in the middle. Kevin Gallagher's unattended, and it is a goal for Blackburn Rovers. Paul Warhurst right on the line.
Well, it had to come. They're finally taking a chance, but what about Manchester United's Martin? Absolutely free-headed. He shakes his head, the goalkeeper. For once, I might have to agree with him. Look at the marking here. Look at Gallagher. An absolute acres. It's a wonderful cross. Great header. A brilliant save. You have to say it's deserved. They've had a really good opening to this match, Blackburn, and the build-up plays deserved a goal.
Just dropping off again. Blackburn getting players around him, and Kevin Gallagher darted back very responsibly. Donis, maybe a chance for him to show his real sprinter's ability here. Pallister jockeying well. The international defender. Back. Oh, was that handball? If it was, the referee couldn't have believed it was intentional. Gary Pallister was trying to get back onto his feet.
Well, it wasn't one hand, it was two, but I think the referee's right. I don't think Gary Pallister knew where the ball was.
Bohina, this is Sherwood. Back for Donis. Now Gallagher. Blocked by Pallister. Donis again. They want to hear the half-time whistle, Manchester United. Now they hear it. By Beckham. Bohina. Warhurst. Nicely put together by Blackburn again. Donis. Warhurst. Just a little wide of Bohina. He's got another chance. Hits it with his left foot, but drags it well off target.
Again, a build-up to admire. From back to front.
Good majority of them. Donis. He plays for Greece against Bosnia-Herzegovina. Terrific play by Bohina. Brilliant play. And it's got past Schmeichel for a glorious goal, and Blackburn are back in front. And all the work of Lars Bohinen.
Well, that's as good an individual goal. But watch Bohinen, it's all about him. His determination to work an angle. Twists and turns. The only thing I'm surprised about is that Peter Schmeichel's beaten on his near post. As he cuts inside, cuts outside, he hits it. You don't usually see Peter Schmeichel beaten from that sort of angle into that sort of area. Just doesn't get his hand across it. It's a decent height for the goalkeeper. But what a good run from Lars Bohinen.
Neville still forward, a bit of obstruction perhaps from Sherwood. He's got away with it if there was on it. Bohinen, we knew he had to lift it over Pallister, but Pallister stuck out an arm, and there were other defenders around. He wasn't the last man, and it's a free kick quickly taken by Blackburn. Sherwood, Gallagher, that could have been possibly handball. Open field to it, and it's making very good watching indeed. May. Here's Neville. Took out by Kenner. Gallagher economical in his work again. Just too strong from Sherwood. Strong sense of defensive discipline instilled in the players. Manchester United have the ability to cut things apart, but Blackburn have one or two in that vein as well, like Bohinen as we've seen, and Donis then trying to embroider the game with another individual burst. Good technique. Easy for Bird, not one to panic. Sherwood smuggling it on to Gallagher. Bohinen letting the Scot carry it across to the left to Stuart Ripley here. Poise is still in place for Blackburn Rovers. Their lead restored. Donis. Bohinen. And Gary Neville shirt tight alongside Gallagher. Whether he can sustain the work that he's putting in remains to be seen. Sherwood certainly catching out Cantona. Donis. Sherwood, Warhurst, Gallagher. Comes to Ripley, who, well, I've been saving it up, I suppose. Hasn't scored for getting on for 2.5 years now.
Thought he read it well, Tim Flowers. I thought he won that battle of wits.
This is the place of Donis, well held by Schmeichel. Sherwood. And again. Berg still staying back. Not wanting to be lured out of his defensive slot, because defending is very much on his mind, as it has been for Blackburn over the last 10 minutes or so. Ripley. Bohinen. He can get a bit closer. Trying to go across Schmeichel this time. Bohinen putting Blackburn Rovers 2-1 into the lead. Here's Ripley. Blackburn got left. This is Donis.
This is a great ball from Bohinen inside. Dennis Irwin for Donis. I just thought he should have been flashing this across the 6-yard box.
Giggs. Blocked by Bohinen. Berg. Calmly into midfield when Blackburn can't be feeling too calm, but they are now. Well, they have got their first point. They've shown that they've still got plenty of backbone. They might have had the win, but for Solskjaer coming from the bench to score his first goal in England after fellow Norwegian Lars Bohinen, who had a splendid game, scored a superb goal to put Blackburn back in front 2-1. It's a rattling good game at Old Trafford. It finishes Manchester United 2, Blackburn Rovers 2.